this is going very, very quickly because you're a sharp group. So, as I said, this used to take 2 days, so good luck to you. All right, I mentioned China, why we can't do certain things there. Our other interesting market is Pakistan. Those guys are so creative, I love them. But we just have to be very careful what we let on our platform. All right, okay, I need to explain to you the difference between legal names, legal entities, and trade names. When we first started DealShaker, it became very apparent that people don't understand the difference. These have to be captured properly and also captured as per the documentation. Okay, Coke is a trade name. Coke or Coca-Cola. The Coca-Cola Company is the legal name. The trademark is the white swirl on a red tin. Please don't get them confused. It creates so much tension and trouble and everything else for everybody. All common sense. Just to mention that you will all be getting a copy of these slides so that you can refer back. And very importantly with DealShaker, if you're unsure of anything, please don't assume, rather ask me. It's a lot easier to get something done right the first time than to go back and fix up a mess. I'm sure you'll agree. Okay, now, we used to spend quite a lot of time going into the various back office functions on the DealShaker platform. As those are all changing, that's a complete waste of time now, so we're not going to be doing it. I did mention that the new DealShaker is absolutely easy in terms of its operation and everything else. If you can use Facebook, you can use new DealShaker. It's that easy. There will be tutorials in terms of CVs in various languages, as well as webinars on YouTube and things like that. So, very easy and straightforward in order to keep track of. Right, okay, business descriptions. It very often happens in DealShaker that people capture business descriptions incorrectly. If I'm selling cars and it says I'm selling trucks, obviously I'm not going to have any business. It needs to be clear, it needs to be relevant, and it needs to be honest. We have had all kinds of people try and rip off all kinds of other people on DealShaker. So, straightforward, to the point. Remember, DealShaker, in its new form, is local language, local currency. No longer having to wonder if it's translated into the best English there is in the world or anything like that. Whatever appeals most to your market at the level they operate is the best way you can get something going. Right? We had a question about website URLs. We do require a website URL, but a Facebook URL is perfect. Also, any kind of register in any kind of business directory. If you need to look who owns a URL, whois.com will tell you exactly. You can work out very quickly if the person you're looking to put onto the platform is legit or not. If a business doesn't have a URL for whatever reason, simply create one for them on Facebook or advertise them free on any register. That's perfect. DealShaker is an internet commerce platform. Everybody should ideally have a URL that a client can click on to get more information. Right, another thing that happens very often on DealShaker, or used to happen very often, is the most creative pricing in the world that you could ever come across. I mentioned companies going out of business, trying to move as many vouchers as possible that they never ever intended to sell. We've had others. We had a small Italian restaurant in Rome. They could seat maybe 60 people at an absolute maximum, but they wanted to sell 1,000 vouchers for one Saturday night. Obviously, that's physically impossible. So, be suspicious, be aware, and just be sensible. Okay, deal specifics. Anybody who's dealt on DealShaker knows that the biggest things are actually getting the product to the person who's ordered it. It's expensive, it's cumbersome, and it takes forever. That's tied to another big problem, which is refunds. With the franchise model, I'm hoping that all this goes away. You guys should be able to reach economies of scale very, very quickly in dealing with whoever you need to deal with. Okay, photos. You wouldn't think this would be a problem. People just cannot seem to get photographs right on DealShaker for whatever reason. Either they put a photo of something that is completely wrong or stolen, which is very, very easy to check on Google Images, or they upload something which contains a whole lot of personal data. Again, the trick is to be sensible and do whatever you can. Now, coupon numbers and validity. I don't know how many times people have told me that they bought a coupon, then they didn't use it, the offer's expired, and can they have their money back? Does that sound like a reasonable question? I bought a movie ticket and I fell asleep and I didn't go to the movies. Can the cinema give me back my money? No. It's the same on DealShaker.
Good example.
Yeah, if for whatever reason you don't use your voucher, it's gone, it's finished. If I buy a bottle of milk and I don't drink it and it goes sour, I can't go back to the shop and ask for my money back. Same as DealShaker, but yet I get asked that question at least 25 times a week. So please don't ask me that question. All right. We've, as I've mentioned, had issues with coupons where it's just technically impossible, or the thing is plainly exploitative. Please look out for that. Again, be sensible. Again, if you have any doubt, ask me. Don't assume. Okay, now photos. That is a photo of an Australian trying to sell beads that he tried to upload onto DealShaker. Who in their right mind is going to buy that? And that's not even all the photo. He was standing grinning and he had teeth missing, he was barefoot, and there was dog stuff on the floor, on the grass next to him. That's the best he can do to advertise his business. That's a worst case scenario. Obviously, you want to choose a picture which exposes your business for the best it can be. In New DealShaker, you can also upload video and you can load multiple pictures. Now, those boxes of cardboard over there, that was a Chinese company which said they sell IT equipment. We asked for a photo of the IT equipment. That's what they gave us. Very inspiring. Okay, guys, DealShaker Expos. Have you had a DealShaker Expo in Uganda yet?
Have it very soon.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Where? Yeah, Kampala.
Yes.
Great. How many merchants?
With all the leaders agree, we can have 15, 100, 200, isn't it? Yeah. Even Fred himself can bring 100 merchants. Yeah?
Okay, DealShaker Expos are great. They're fantastic. There's just something that you need to look out for, and that's you need permission. Okay, we need to police that we actually get your deals done right, that we get your money collected, that you get paid, and that everything happens as it should. Okay, compliance always say just be careful with people who are exhibiting from outside of your territory in terms of tax, because if a Kenyan merchant comes here, you don't want to run into any difficulties in terms of the Kenyan or the Ugandan authorities. Which brings us to another thing. Your tax is your problem, please. You have to pay tax on anything you earn, and you probably have to pay a sales tax. In every single country, that is different. There are no two countries that have the same tax regime. So please find out what it is that you need to do. If you run into trouble with the tax authorities, I cannot help you. And they do come after me because I'm easy to find. So I know Ugandans don't like paying taxes. I know nobody likes paying taxes. But unfortunately, if you have a shop, you have to pay tax. And whether your shop is in a shopping mall or whether your shop is on the internet, you're going to get it. Only two things in life are certain: death and taxes. I can't help you with either of them. Right, expos, as I've said, they grow the network. They show off what DealShaker is and that our coin actually is usable. The biggest asset we have in the entire network is that our coin has usability. Right, this is a timeline, as you can see, for approving expos. It's very regimented. Everybody knows exactly what they need to do, how it works, what's required. All right, now, why do we regulate expos? Because amazingly, people will try and have two in the same city on the same day. Network politics, guys. Okay, make it as easy as possible, prevent abuse of my brand, and try and make it as simple from you as possible for you from an administrative point of view. Okay, guys, another thing that happens on the platform from time to time is you'll have a deal advertised which makes no sense. It's so vague, it's so opaque, you can't work out what somebody wants and what somebody's getting, that it's obviously an attempt at money laundering. Okay, they use useless pictures like this. We had an instance where somebody in China tried to sell a lipstick for $80,000, one voucher. Now that was so an attempt at money laundering. It was so transparent. So we had this one instance, and then within about 3 weeks, we had about 55 instances from all over the world. Again, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. If it doesn't make sense, it cannot make sense. Do not let it onto the network. Okay, artworks. I don't know how relevant it's going to be for you. We've touched upon craftworks. People do try and sell expensive works of art on DealShaker. If you're the artist and you've created it yourself, no problem. If it's curios or crafts, easy. If it's a valuable work of art, it will have a certificate. It will look something like that, and it will be registered. There are all kinds of ways that you can go and check that it is what it's supposed to do. Again, you will get this information. Have a look. If it comes up, good luck. Okay. Some more sites. Again, I mentioned diamonds. The same applies for emeralds and rubies. Those are the only sites where you can check the validity of a certificate. They've made it very, very easy. I don't know why people insist on selling uncut diamonds on DealShaker, but if you come across somebody doing it, it can be very lucrative for you. Real estate. Have any of you noticed how much property gets sold on DealShaker? An incredible amount. Again, depending on where you are in the world, the requirements are going to be different from anywhere else where you are in the world. So, there's going to be a tax very often, and there's going to be some kind of registration. Just be well aware of what your requirements are in terms of that. Part of why we're doing the franchise model is so that a person, like a Festo, like an Asad, like a Fred, can tell you immediately what those are, because they do it often, and you don't need to go and reinvent the wheel every single time. You have to do this. It's a lot safer to get it right the first time than to run into a problem with the authorities and have to undo a whole lot of work later. Again, second-hand goods, we love them on DealShaker. You don't have to prove trademark authority. I don't know if you guys know, but new DealShaker has an auction functionality. So if I'm tired of my shoes and I want to sell them, I could go to eBay, or I could go to DealShaker and do the same thing. So, very, very powerful. It's going to create a lot of generate a lot of interest in the network, and going to be very, very effective. Thank you.